Welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Serpent, and today we're going to be talking about a very interesting new project, and this particular project is going to be covering off a very important, a very important problem that is out there in the world of transport. And when it comes to, trucks and shipping containers and, things going from one side of the world to another, there are some key things at the moment going on with the way that the current technology is used, which blockchain can actually make a huge difference in this market. Now, every single day there are millions and millions of trucks, shipping containers, everything out there, right, being transported, in order for us to, have what we have. Now imagine, real-time shipping management, direct freight negotiations between the shipper and the carrier, and a network that is a network guaranteed payment. Well, introducing Laneaxis. So Laneaxis is building the first brokerless shipper to carrier direct freight network in the United States. Now I find this very interesting. So it's essentially eliminating the costly and inefficient intermediaries, right? So having the broker on the other side. Now there are two sides to this, right? So you got the laneaxis.com and you got accesstoken.io. That is where the token is, and then Laneaxis is actually where you can actually request a demo from a shipping. You can activate your shipper account, you can activate your carrier account. So be mindful that there are two particular pages. So basically, they've invested over a decade of research and development into solving the glaring and inequities of the state of outdated process which is crippling essentially the freight industry. Now, as you know, COVID changed a lot of things out there into the world, and transport and how we transport things has definitely changed. And so a global direct freight network powered on blockchain makes sense. So the network will be powered by the patented software and artificial intelligence and the blockchain technology. So there are a couple of layers to this, right, to make it work. It's not just blockchain, it's also the artificial intelligence and the software as well. Now, the access token will serve as both a blockchain API access key and an intra-network verification, which is important to understand. And the data and access payment mechanism. So while Laneaxis in immediate target is the $1 trillion US transport sector, this particular solution will actually be able to assist the supply chain parts on a global scale. So United States, number one, and then they'll go on to, and move on to other things. So Laneaxis continues to expand the footprint and gain significant market share in the United States. So from our own research, they're moving, and they're moving at a very fast pace. So there's a couple of key things here, right? First of all, like any project, you go on their website, you go on laneaxis.com and you read everything, like literally everything. Then you go on the accesstoken.io and again, read everything. So the homepage, our solution, the about us, the contact us. When I say everything, I mean everything, right? So the data integrity from the blockchain. So what that does is it has, similar to like a farm factory to the final destination model, and blockchain will ensure the security and visibility along the entire chain of custody. Now, as you all know, I don't bring a new project on the channel unless I can see a real life problem being solved. That's why there's no meme coins or, shilling tokens or anything like that, because it has to solve an actual problem. And I think it does. Now, from an exclusivity access token provides API access to the Laneaxis blockchain and will enable the data retrieval and servers as a reward initiative for drivers. So there are benefits to having the token. From a supply chain perspective, and this is where it makes sense, to take the time to understand this, right? So from a supply chain perspective, the electronic smart contracts will be generated between the shipper and the carrier and cement cradle to grave on a contractual relationship. So it's essentially taking out the middleman. So when you go, for example, on here, you can see that there is a particular image. I will get that for you. Where are we? I'm gonna show that. I'm gonna find it in a second. But basically what we're talking about here is we're talking about the middleman being cutting out, the brokers. So that is essentially what this is all about. It's about taking out the brokers out of the equation. Here we go. There they are. So without a blockchain direct network, you got the shipper, you got broker 1, broker 2, broker 3, and then you've got they negotiate, and then you got your Lloyds. Whereas with a blockchain direct network, you got shipper, you got the entire access token, and then you've got all the different carriers on there. So it's a two-sided business instead of being. It's a two-way instead of three-way. So cut out the middleman, have blockchain in between, and you've got yourself, a 2021/future system of the future. So the Freight Vision network, the Freight Vision app, which is free for drivers to download and use, will drastically simplify the freight movement by providing real-time tracking to shippers and carriers for fleet management. So the app is available, so you can actually download the app, and the app will just give you that clarity, like similar to what Uber does, right? You know where your shipping is, where it's going, and where it's happening. And essentially, from a token perspective, the Access token provides a digital API key into the Laneaxis blockchain, as well as the means of interacting and transacting with it. So you can interact and transact inside of it, and self-executing smart contracts and mutable data. So the digital ledger will emerge as the most trusted data repository in trucking. So they've really thought this out, and I really enjoy bringing these type of things to the channel, because I think that these guys have nailed a particular sector that has definitely a problem that blockchain can definitely solve. And so utilizing, essentially at the moment, every single day there are billions of empty truck miles, literally. And so utilizing IoT sensors and artificial intelligence, a freight capacity can be accurately analyzed and stored on the blockchain, so that we actually speed up the process of getting who's available and who can provide the best service. And so for me, what's really important when bringing something to the channel is, does it solve a real problem? Yes. Is this something that long-term in the future companies and consumers can benefit from? Yes. And so for me, that ticks my boxes. Then the next thing is obviously to make sure that you understand the company, the tokenomics, the longevity of it, to make sure that it's a real thing. And so what's always important is to make sure that you go on things like Twitter, hit the follow and alarm bell, so you're aware of them. Jump on like something like LinkedIn, follow the company on LinkedIn, make sure you know who they are, what they're about, how they work, where are they based, who's involved, what are they posting about. So do your own homework always. Like, just because I bring it onto the channel doesn't mean that you don't go and do your own homework. Always do your own homework. Then, go on both websites, the laneaxis.com website and the accesstoken.io website, and get everything out of it, right? So research everything about it. There are 2 one-page documents as well. So from a carrier side, you can actually read about it, how it works, and the whole thing. And then from the shipper side as well, how you can get a demo, how you can actually utilize it, and get involved with it as well. But for me, it's very, very exciting to see about it. It is on Probit, so you can actually get it on Probit, and it is available on there. And ultimately, I hope you guys enjoy like these little discoveries that I find out there into the marketplace, because for me, I think it's really cool to get in early, to do your research before people start talking about it, right? 6-12 months from now, people are going to be talking about it as more like a mainstream service, or when the media starts talking about them and all that. But bringing it to you as early as possible so you guys can get the most out of it. So I hope you enjoyed the video and learned something new today. If you did, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. And as always, thank you so much for all the love and passion that you show the channel, and I look forward to see you on the next one.